Welcome to the bold analysis. I want us to look at the progress that has been made on the investigations that are being done on Albert Ojwang's death. And the gist of this analysis is to answer a very principal question that you and I and everyone is asking. Will the family get justice? Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. And I want to thank you for the support that you've given to this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, can you look at this skit by Njugush?
Aya ya kwanza, kifo cha mbunge. Mbunge alibuliwa. Waliweza kujua nani alimuua katika chini ya siku 2. Waliweza kumfuata kutoka Mbagathi, wakafuata pikipiki zote, CCTV zote zilikuwa zinafanya kazi, wakamfuata wakajua mpaka mahali anaishi, wakapata mpaka bunduki ambayo ilimuua na wakashika mwingine akienda kufepa kwa boda, na wote sasa wako karibu kuhukumiwa chini ya siku 3.
Aya ya pili.
Aya pili. Kifo cha mwananchi
wa kawaida. Soma haraka.
Mwananchi wa kawaida alijigonga akajiumiza.
Soma kwa haraka.
Akajiumiza. Hatuwezi baini sababu CCTV.
Soma haraka.
Wachunguzi wakabaini upasuaji, alinyongwa na kupigwa.
Hauoni ama ni nini?
Gurumi haifanyi kazi. Naye mtemi ana kibu na mshukiwa
hangatuki kamwe
kama ni wakani hatutaki mhani.
In that skit, he's demonstrating how when it is Mheshimiwa, things happen very fast, so quick that you even wonder what exactly is going on. When it comes to common mwananchi, the process is dragging. I looked at that skit, and that skit demonstrates what exactly I want us to look at in this podcast. So there are things that are being packaged as steps that I want us to look at. Yesterday, after IG Kanja and DCI Amin led a delegation in the National Assembly, and IPOA, they were under pressure to make arrests for the speed to move at the same speed they used to investigate the death of none other than Odour. And we were demanding answers. We were demanding answers on what exactly happened. Now, then immediately they left the station. 2 things while they are there, there are also protests. People demanding for justice, and the masses were saying Lagat must go. What we were shown later on, yesterday, a police constable, James Mukhwana of Central Police Station, Nairobi, was arrested and placed in custody at Capitol Hill Police Station by officers from Internal Affairs Unit and IPOA, and is to be charged with the offense of murder, contrary to Section 203 as read by Section 204 of the Penal Code following the death of Albert Ojwang. And this story is actually gaslighting the public, because I've tried to look at the names of officers interdicted police officers interdicted, if you look at that list, you will not see the name of that police officer. You will not see the name of that police officer from the list of officers who are interdicted. Of course, the story is about him being arrested and being taken to the to Capitol Hill police station to face murder charges. I want you to look at, I want us to look at the officers who are interdicted. From the word go, the first one to be interdicted were personnel, OCS Samson Talam, Duty Officer Samuel Nganga, Corporal Charles Muruki, Police Constable Debian Lusweti, Peter Kimani, and Evelyn Kanyiri. These are the ones that recorded statement and they were interdicted. Now, in what according to me looks like gaslighting the public, if you look at the surrounding, the story around the death of Albert, it cannot be a one-man's show. Yes, it cannot be a one-man's show. You cannot narrow down to one head and say, yes, judge, I've presented one police officer who ndiye aliua. That cannot be the issue. That is gaslighting the public. And why am I saying? Even for his arrest, more than police officers were sent to arrest him. Akapelekwa Central, according to the story. The story of him being tortured. The issue of being tortured is there. As to whether he was tortured kwa police station or tortured somewhere outside, he was tortured. The torturing cannot be done by one person. Haiwezi kuwa ni polisi mmoja alimtoa, akaenda akamtorture, akamrudisha, and the whole environment around Central Police Station cannot happen, and one police station is that one police officer is one involved. Number two, there is something I said yesterday. James Mukhwana, kuna kitu Albert alimfanyia. You know, the question of motive really negates the point of picking one person kumbebesha hiyo mzigo. James Mukhwana, hakuna kitu Albert alimfanyia. You can take that to bank and borrow a loan. If Albert did something, if James Mukhwana did something, then who gave the orders? Alimfanyia nini? So that first story, and let us listen to a statement from Jeremiah Kioni. Let us get what Jeremiah Kioni was saying here.
La kwanza is actually to condemn the death of Albert Ojwang. This young man who died in the hands of the police did not deserve to die. And the only crime we now know that he committed was to say that he was unhappy with the Deputy Inspector General. Anaitwa nani? Lagat. Kama watu lazima wauawe kwa sababu ya kusema hawapendi wewe, basi sisi wote tungekuwa tumekufa. This level of intolerance by those people in power today must be condemned, and we condemn once again the killing by the police officers of Albert Ojwang. We have now learned, like we have learned of many things, that it is likely that the Deputy Inspector General, Lagat, was present when Ojwang was being tortured for 26 hours. If that is true, we do not understand why the games or the gymnastics ama vile vipindi that we are being treated to by those in power. Amin, who is also in charge of the intelligence, director of criminal
Investigations.
Huyo na yeye pia ukimwangalia akiongea kuna yale anajua anatufisha. Na Wakenya sio wajinga.
There was a story in Kakuma that a senior police officer was present when Albert was tortured. Look at this. Kanja apologized on misleading the public. And he said the information given by the spokesperson Mushiri Nyaga was received from the Central Police Station. There is a document from the police station known as Situational Report, SITREP. So it was a SITREP from Central Police Station. No one is talking about the person who gave how the path of IG receiving wrong information. What was the motive that after such a heinous act, someone gave wrong information? That person is not in the picture. I really believe that even as we investigate, those are the people that should have been already cooling their heels somewhere. And do you know today they were protesting in Mawego? And I want you to look at what happened there. Just, these were people protesting in Mawego. Yesterday there were protests there. Police tried to intervene. Today the number increased. And this is Homabay County, where Albert came from. This is Kasipul Kabondo, where Albert comes from. This happened after the Homabay women rep Bensouda went to city and tried to address a press conference, and he was chased. Those people there, they were talking, and I want to play for you their soundbite. They're giving President Ruto ultimatum that huyo hatazikwa kama hatujambiwa ukweli.
Gilit mang'eny ni nekech wan gi police moro machunye chalo le. Wan gi police moro machunye chalo le. Police wuok ogolo orders mondo bi kaw wuoyi achiel kende dalani mondo kaw mondo dhi oneg Nairobi kucho. Kasto gigolo statement ka giwacho ni wuoyino nokaw wiye to goye court. Nyono waneno ka Inspector General of Police wamuono e Senate owacho ni nyocho riambo. To nikech Inspector General of Police nowacho ni nyocho riambo, wadwaro justice ne family mag Albert. Wadwaro justice ne family mag Albert Ojwang. And wanyiso jotendwa makaluo. Ni Albert ok bi kdala gi ka. Yes. Ka sirikal ok onyiso wani pesa di magigolo magigero nego wuon Albert ot. Albert ok bi kdala gi ka. Ka sirikal ok onyiso wani pesa di magisekete account madhi puonjo wuod Albert. Albert ok bi wuod dala gi ka. Ka sirikal ok okono wani giketo pesa di madhi pidho wuon Albert gi min Albert. Jodala wa. Sirikal negoa. To wado kwa President William Ruto. Nyoji dwaro support wa president. Wabo supporti kimyo wa justice adalaga kaka joka mboni. Wadwaro justice Mr. President. And wami nyaka chieng work teach takika paga uchia. Wadwa neno ka jok motimo timni ni industry ya remand prison. To nejo dalaga watimo numos comrades wase winjo yuaku nyaka ne police ma leader ka. Comrades wase winjo yuaku nyaka ne police ma leader ka. Wadi follow up that matter.
The youths are politically charged and they are demanding for answers mar Albert Ojwang. Kendo giwacho ni procedures nokolo kwang'io civil procedure rules, kwang'io criminal procedure rules, kwang'io article 25 of the constitution ni right mar Ojwang nokaw kuome kokoluwore gi chik. Omiyo wa demand our local leaders mondo wuogoko mondo konywa mondo man justice ne nyathiwa mothoni nikech seche mane nyathiwa ne kawo ka ne wan kod local police station mano bedo booked to wang'eyo ni under civil procedure rule 24 hours onego be ni ibiro produce in court. One gi court Ugis, one go kos waonge go. One gi court Kindu, one go kos waonge go. Koro miyo we demand answers kendo wadwaro compensation for the family to moloyo. Kik ginyiswa ni they must be jogo bedo interdicted, sijui salaries gi obedo, wadwaro ni jogo bed brought to book, wadwaro ni the responsible person nekech Kenya ka onge ng'at ma is above the law. Ibed president, ibed a normal citizen. Kosariambo awacha dir kosariambo. Koro miyo wan kaka joka bondo kasipul, wadwaro ni jogo mondo bed arrested mara moja. Kendo wakwayo our party leader Raila Amolo Odinga ni wuogo ko motegno kendo fight for the rights of Kenyans kaka isebedo ki fight nikech wan kodi kamoro achiel.
Wang'eyo ni wach nyathino osekelo weche mang'eny, but nyaka sani gima pod wakwayo motegno ni sirkal kuyie to mondo miwa ratiro marwa. Haki mar nyathiwa Ojwang' mondo yudre, mondo wan be wabed gi kwe. Nek machalo kama mar Ojwang' ni onge mosetimore Kenya ka. Aina ni achiel kende mosetimore kimako nyathi mater madhine gesel. Omiyo wakwayo sirkal mondo konywa, mondo wayud haki, mondo Kenya bende kik chak bed ni chandruok moro machalo gi momako nyathiwa ni chak yudore kendo.
And they were making that statement that huyo hatazikwa kama hatujambiwa ukweli. This is the police station, Mawego, where the person first booked. Why are they not being brought in the picture so that they can also put up a statement? The rate at which the selectiveness on people who are supposed to write statement is already worrying on this. The other observation that to show you, to confirm what Jugush is saying, there is just another story that a Nairobi-based technician was also arrested for allegedly tampering with the CCTV system at Central Police Station after Albert Ojwang murder. And the alleged person to have tampered with that CCTV footage claims that he was paid 3,000. What the story is not telling us, who paid the technician to tamper with CCTV 3,000? And did the tampering really need a technician? Because according to IPOA, wanasema ukitoa power cable, walipata kama haiko, ukirudisha power cable, that thing works. It works. So the only thing is kama ilitolewa, it was as simple as kutoa power cable, that thing goes off, then maybe rudishe. Bringing in the third person, there is also another person being introduced in this police station. This very night that Albert died, in the name of a technician, is part of diversion. And you will not be shocked sometime if this technician also appears here in the picture. That's something that you can look at. The officers that were interdicted, really, no one has been put in the dock. Look at another one. Jana, IG said that Albert was taken at Mbagathi Hospital while unconscious and he was confirmed dead. According to what Talam was actually saying, is that walichukua wakampeleka hospitali to confirm, just for treatment, and he was confirmed dead. So two things are involved. According to Mbagathi Hospital, the nurse is saying when he examined the body was already cold and Albert was not responding.
Brenda Wanga anaarifu. Juhudi za kutafuta ukweli kuhusu chanzo cha mauaji ya mwalimu Albert Ojwang mwenye umri wa miaka 31 unaendelea kufichua maelezo zaidi ya kutatanisha.
He was rushed to Bagathi Hostel, booked for IDOB number 090806 2025 at 01:39 hours.
Huku polisi wakishikilia kuwa marehemu walipelekwa katika hospitali ya Mbagathi kwa matibabu, ripoti kutoka hospitali hiyo inatoa picha tofauti ya kuhuzunisha. Kulingana na afisa wa afya aliyekuwa zamu siku hiyo, Albert Ojwang alifikishwa hapo saa 8 za usiku. Kile ambacho wahudumu wa matibabu walikutana nacho hakuwa mtu anayehitaji matibabu ya haraka, lakini mwili uliokuwa na dalili za kuteswa. Kulingana na ripoti hiyo, uso wake ulikuwa umevimba sana. Mwili wake na viungo vyake viliharibiwa na michibuko mingi. Damu ilikuwa ikitoka nyuma ya kichwa chake, mdomo na macho yake. Nyuma ya kichwa chake kulikuwa kumekatwa. Mwili wake wote ulikuwa baridi na alikuwa haitikii. Wauguzi wa zamu siku hiyo wote wawili walisema kwamba walipoutathmini mwili huo walithibitisha kuwa Ojwang alikuwa tayari ni maiti. Ripoti kutoka hospitali pia inasema mwili huo ulifikishwa hapo kutoka kituo kikuu cha polisi ambacho pia ni mahali ambapo Ojwang alifariki. Huku polisi wakishikilia kuwa walimpata Ojwang akiwa hana fahamu na kumkimbiza hospitalini saa 7:39, dakika chache kabla ya kuwasili kwake Mbagathi. Ripoti ya hospitali inaonyesha kwamba hakuwahi kupata nafasi ya kuokoa maisha yake akiwa mikononi mwa polisi. Sitofahamu hii ya muda wa kuwasili kwa Ojwang Mbagathi ni moja tu ya maelezo yanayokinzana kuhusu kifo chake. Hapo awali polisi walikuwa wameeleza kuwa Ojwang alijisababishia majeraha, lakini undani wa majeraha makubwa kama ilivyoonyeshwa kwenye ripoti na hivyo kuthibitishwa na matokeo ya uchunguzi wa maiti ulionyeshwa alipigwa hadi kuaga dunia. Brenda Wanga, Runinga ya Citizen.
The act of taking Albert to Mbagathi was just to make it appear like we really have a dead body, but we don't want to go to the mortuary, because if you go to the mortuary direct, we shall be make a confirmation that tumempeleka kama amekufa. The nurse is saying Albert was taken to Mbagathi when he was already dead. This is the report. So I want us to get it. Let's look at the other turn. The story of Albert calling the wife. I just said that Albert was given some time and called the wife while inside the cell to confirm to the wife that alikuwa sawa. Now this is what the family is saying. In the call, he talked terrified, seeking reassurance from his father whether he would follow him to Nairobi as had been alleged. Remember, aliposhikwa aliacha wazazi wake, so ikawa wazazi wanauliza kama watamfuata, so he was terrified. And they also saying it is at this point that he told the father akikuja Nairobi akuje na title deed. So the father came to Nairobi with the title deed to save the child, only for him to find the dead child. So this notion that was created, that because Albert talked to the wife, everything was fine, is neither here nor there. Number two, that could still be made under coercion. And that is why the country need to debunk that. I told you, see, there is nothing new we are saying. We're just collating what is being said and what as the report evolves. All this are in the papers. There's nothing from this desk. Murkomen's statement, when you listen to Murkomen's statement on this matter, and both Murkomen and the president, both of them, no one is addressing Albert issue directly. In plurality, you know, I always say it, and this has been my strong place, is messaging, is communication. I am normally so keen on coding information. When you code Murkomen and the president's speech, They are not talking about, they're not talking about Albert's issue as an isolated case. They're talking in plurality, zote, polisi wote, Wakenya wote. They're not saying Albert.
Your Excellency, even as we do so, I want to say that our police officers and our security officers must know that from the ministry and from your government, they have greater support. You have put in place policies, including police reforms recently, that has improved what is going to be paid to the police officers, especially at the lower cadre. Your Excellency, the plan also on insurance, because these police officers are doing a lot of work in dangerous areas, and this comprehensive insurance, including life insurance, has made a greater difference in their lives. Your Excellency, moving forward, we will continue with the reform process, including ensuring that our police officers, when they are doing these operations and they are doing their work, they will do it within an environment that they respect human rights and human dignity. Your Excellency, I know there has been a great debate in the country following the incidences in the recent past of a few police officers who have erred in their work and, Your Excellency, brutalized the citizens. We want to be very clear. Whereas we have a force of 120,000 police officers, Your Excellency, a few people, 2, 3, 4, even if it is 50 police officers, even if it's 100, Your Excellency, cannot be used to generalize or to say that all our police officers, 120,000 of them, are violating human rights. We will deal with every case per every individual, Your Excellency. And as a country, you gave firm instructions when you came to office. It was in your manifesto. It has been your clarion call that you don't want a nation where there is extra judicial processes, Your Excellency. And we will make sure that we walk that tight rope, Your Excellency, to make sure that a few individuals who are going to violate the law are brought to justice, but also protect all the other police officers who are doing a good job. Your Excellency, I tell you, because I've visited different parts of this country where our police officers work, some of them are working under very difficult circumstances, sacrificing for this nation, and they want to see that their people, their country, their citizens are giving them maximum support, even as they sleep in Boni Forest or in border places, Your Excellency. We must make sure that all these police officers know they have our maximum support. And also the citizens of this country must know that they have our maximum support to deal with the few police officers who may misuse a firearm or even misuse their authority to harm citizens, like the case that we are dealing with the country at the moment. And
Why? Because when you address Albert's issue, there are names you can drag in the picture. And I don't really believe that. Do you know the Independent Policing and Oversight Authority are yet to summon the Deputy Inspector General, Eliud Lagat, for interrogation over the murder of Albert Ojwang, even as the country learned that DCI has not yet started investigating the murder. Oh. Now, yesterday, Amin said that Internal Affairs Unit is supposed to investigate this matter with IPOA. If there is a unit that I don't trust, is this Internal Affairs Unit in the police. You know, you cannot tell me that you want to call in a school setup, then you're picking one of the teacher to investigate another teacher or to audit another teacher. You might even be shocked that the same people that do this thing are the members of that unit or former members of that unit, and the system is so tight. I wish the investigation is opened so that it's done with someone else, not IPOA, not Internal Affairs Unit. I just don't know who else should do it. Now, sasa washashika mtu. Why? The story of arresting is supposed to manage emotions, damage control, that, you know, we are arresting people so there is something we are doing. But this is what I've realized. Whether the president likes it or not, justice for Ojwang rests on him. Yes. Justice for Ojwang rests on him. Yesterday, the people are protesting. When they're on the streets, they're demanding answers from none other than the president himself. The speech in Homabay, those people are addressing the president and they're telling him, ulikuja kutafuta kura yetu. So, ili tukupe kura, lazima tuambie ukweli. There is no, you cannot second guess that. Second observation is this. How we handle this matter will determine Kenyans' trust in the system. And there is something that we've realized. Absence of war does not mean peace. And presence of peace does not mean comfort. What am I saying? People are peaceful, but they're not comfortable. And kitu kidogo tu. And also yesterday I confirmed that. Hakuna eti ni uoga. Watu wataki tu story mingi. Hakuna tu ni uoga. People turned out. And in the recent days, I realized that there was a confrontation between the police and the civilian. Watu hawana uoga. And I'm not cheering that team. I also believe that the civilian should not confront the police. Atakupiga risasi na atasema atakuwa anajidefend. So I saw clips of people trying to and please, we must tell the members of the public. Kama uliona jana Shakira akifanya, that does not show that is what you should do. It's sababu you are seeing a trending video. There is this trending video. Shakira kijaribu kunyang'anya polisi the nini ya kufunika macho. Even though I know that there is no rule that says wanafaa funike macho. Wanafunika macho leo sajulikane. So that hata akifanya kitu hakuna mtu atampata. But, and again there was another incident in Nakuru where someone is confronting police akimbeba panga. But, we should also be very careful. Don't do that kwa sababu umeona amefanya. Yule ni Shakira. Umesikia hata ameshikwa. You don't know the guts. You don't know. Wewe ukijaribu hiyo in Kapsoar, let me tell you, you try that in your tiny village in Sirembe, Game Sirembe, or somewhere in Gotkopar, you will be killed. They will shoot you. So it's also important. I agree on so many things, but I don't agree with that. Yes, we don't. My conscience. This is my position on it. That you must also respect the police. Not all are bad. True. So many friends in the police sector. So many talk to us this channel. Even one today was giving me some information about how police station works, what works there and here. The broad-based worship team must now reevaluate the dividends of that deal. Because people are ticking the boxes. And if they're not careful, the time to audit whether broad-based has helped our people. The one-sided story of development does not exist. It is just a handful of people that have gotten jobs and tenders and some money to give to their spouses and their children. That is just it. But what is the national good of the country? The national good of the country cannot be overpowered by the broad-based thing.